Midwest region of the United States, we introduce to you the Chocolate Dollar Podcast.
Well, today's podcast episode, we're going to be ranking the military factions of the Star Wars universe. And we're going to be comparing them.
Exactly.
We're going to be comparing them. We're going to be...
Fractions?
Yeah.
The factions,
I mean,
not the
fractions.
fractions. It's like 2/4.
Whole fraction? Like
S over W, and then solve it.
Laplace transforms.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're going to take the Empire, the Republic, the Separatists, the Resistance, and the Rebellion,
I think
and
by
we're going
separatists
to...
you mean it's CIS.
Yeah, we'll go with the
know.
CIS.
We know.
And also the First Order.
Battlefront 2.
Watch those droidicas!
Wow, that was really loud.
I mean, that's about the same volume as
Watch
in
those wrist rockets.
that's about the same volume as game. You know,
In-game,
you're like halfway across the map, and the guy next
Watch
to you
those
screams,
droidicas! They got droidicas!
"Watch those wrist rockets!"
Anyways, so
which
we have
isn't in
six
like
of them.
anything. Like,
Yeah, I know.
We've got 6 military factions
Wait, can we
to
name
go
all
through,
6 again?
dissect.
Yeah,
The Rebel Alliance, the Empire, the CIS, the Republic, the First Order, and the Resistance.
what were they again?
A Charlie
Got 'em.
Brown's Christmas?
Charlie Brown's Christmas.
Charlie Brown's Christmas.
I don't get that joke, but okay.
You have
Okay,
to listen to the Christmas episode.
I
and
can
you'll get
can
it.
hit this up really fast. Are we ranking them in total or like versus?
No, just
I think in total.
all 6 of them together.
Yeah. Total it out.
Total. Okay.
Yeah.
Like if it was just a mass war, just all of them going at it.
All of them going at it.
Who's out first? I'm saying the droids.
Actually, okay, no. If it's the entire population of their armies going at
Republic's
it,
gonna win that one,
no.
or maybe the Empire.
They're if you look at the size of the Republic's, not Star Destroyers, but the precursor to the Star Destroyers. I can't think of what they're called.
little
The cruisers.
Yeah,
We'll just call them cruisers for now.
They are about half the size of Star Destroyers.
True.
They're actually very small.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. The Empire doubled down on
Real estate.
no, that's what it was.
And you can too at Naboo's best.
No, quite literally. No, I'm not kidding. He's not wrong. They doubled down on planetary bombardment.
Call
Yeah.
Jar Jar for your claim today.
They doubled down on ships that did planetary bombardment.
Yeah.
While the Republic had ships that were good for ground assault.
Yeah.
So like, they're two
Republic's also the only...
they're two completely different wars. So it's hard. It's gonna be.
And then
Which is why
also the
this is gonna
First
be
Order was
interesting.
having like a compensation problem, so like they had to just have a giant, massive like
I think it's-
size of like 3 stars.
Yeah.
like, together.
I think it's funny how they went the opposite direction. You know what I mean?
It's like let's make it bigger.
No, because you know,
Let's make it a
Emperor's,
planet.
Emperor's Super Star Destroyer.
Right.
It's really long. That's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty wide. You know, it was about like I think like 6 or something of the normal ones wide, and like many of them long.
Yeah.
Big enough to like when it crashed into the Death Star, something happened. Kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, but like compare
Snoke's is just,
Snoke's
like,
is just very wide,
Yeah.
Wide, yeah.
which
Yeah.
seems counterintuitive in terms of like space flight, but it doesn't at the same time.
See, here's the
Because
thing
of
with Star
space.
Wars.
Here's the
Star Wars
I
does
would
not care about space.
Here's
There
the-
is sound in
sound in space,
space,
yeah.
and like in
Yeah.
the newest movie, spoilers if you haven't seen it. If you haven't by this point, why are you listening to this
Yeah.
podcast? Honestly,
if you haven't at this point, you know you know
You
what
should
you should
stop. Go watch
do?
it.
No, stop talking. If you haven't at this point, stop listening and go about your life thinking that movie is great.
Yeah.
it is a good movie.
I
I don't.
like it.
I know you don't like it. It's a good movie.
I like it as a movie. I don't like it as a Star Wars movie.
Fine.
I feel like
I'll
that's
let
fair.
you say
I don't know
that.
that I agree, but I
don't
can
agree with
see.
you. I'll let you say it. Okay. So here's what I was saying. In the very opening scene, there is a bombing run where they literally open the doors
Yeah.
for the ship that
Gravity.
they're flying in. Gravity and like oxygen. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing there. The
Hey,
person's
there could
just
be
like,
there could be like a low barrier field.
There
there
isn't
that, like,
though. Like
I
in
mean-
every
pass
Star
through.
Wars movie, like in Episode 3, they have like a shield that you can visibly see that they go through when they enter those cruisers.
Yeah.
And like this one,
This,
they
it's
just
very
open the
open,
door and
yeah.
just like space. Nice.
Okay.
That's the Force.
I didn't even
So
catch
I
that.
can make some arguments, okay, on if you orientate yourself correctly when you drop bombs, they would descend towards a planetary body, but they wouldn't fall that fast.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of like dropping a satellite. It would go into it would go into orbit around it. It wouldn't, just like
It wouldn't go.
Star Wars has always paid like
yeah.
very little attention to real physics
to
and
actual
stuff.
science. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because
They're
I
just
mean,
like,
we talked about like the first time that we talked about Star Wars on this podcast forever ago. I mean, I pointed out the fact that they blow up a planet that's probably going to mess up the gravitational pull of some stuff in the universe and whatnot. Maybe not like universe wide.
It would be
but-
it wouldn't be universe. It'd be local.
Yeah.
It'd be
like
local.
Endor, all those Ewoks should be dead once that Death Star blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. So
Wait, are they one of the
Nub,
armies?
nub.
I forgot.
What?
no,
actually,
we are not
they-
including the
the
Ewoks.
planet-
The Gungans.
I mean,
The
yeah.
planet wouldn't be dead in terms of like
but there would be
everything.
a lot of
There'd be no atmosphere probably.
yeah.
It'd
Nub,
probably
It'd
it'd probably blow off. Literally, when it would explode, it would probably blow off half the planet's atmosphere.
Yeah.
And if the atmosphere were even to recover, it wouldn't be like super habitable.
So wait, do we want to go like through each army and say like what's their best
Yeah.
troop?
I kind of
what's
feel like
their
doing an
best tank?
analysis of each army and then
Aircraft.
ranking them at the end is a good order of business. Because then
Commandos, the Republic Commandos were
That
are
counts as,
top
like,
level
the-
of any of these tiers.
yeah.
I,
feel like
have
that's
you
kind of
played
included in
Battlefront 2? The special forces for the Empire was pretty hardcore.
That game sucks.
No. Do you know the Republic Commandos though, right? So they're non-canon anymore, but but originally what they were is they were clones that were taken, raised semi-normally. They don't age. They're like half the aging factor kind of thing.
Yeah.
I may be wrong on that aspect actually. I don't know. Anyway, but they're trained by Mandalorians. They got the same people who trained Django and the Fets. Yeah.
The long neck things.
No.
No, those are Mandalorians are humans basically, but they're
Yeah,
but Mandalore
they-
is like a war-ridden planet. Like,
Yeah.
they are
Imagine-
always fighting
Yeah,
either
well-
each other
Imagine if the
or
mafia,
Historically, they
in
are.
the 70s had a planet
Yeah.
Spartans.
and they
basically
had
it is.
space battles,
Yeah.
they would be space Spartans.
Yeah.
But according to canon, because of the Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the cartoon TV show, they're like a peaceful planet now. But then like there was a terrorist group that
Oh.
didn't like that they were peaceful because there's this whole thing where Padme was trying to convince them to
I
join
saw that.
the Republic,
don't
and they
know.
were
But
like,
even
"No, we're
I think
keeping our distance from
the
this fight or
the
whatever."
BS
but-
dark saber thing. All I know
The
is that
Star
they,
Wars Rebels.
they gave
No, that originated
that's
from
in
Clone Wars.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
all I know is in Clone Wars they gave the they made a dark saber kind of thing, and they're like they stole it directly from Legends, and they're like, no, this is new.
Yeah.
This is new.
No, we came
Also-
up with it on our own.
This is
Also,
our
the
idea.
like person who runs Mandalore in its peaceful age is
Yeah.
apparently a lover of Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That is true.
Yeah.
That, however, is 100% canon. Obi-Wan had a
Exactly.
lover before
Anakin.
before he became a
Before
Jedi Knight.
Anakin, that's
Yeah.
pretty gay.
Wait, so he was still
I didn't mean it that way.
he
But
was still a Padawan.
Didn't you,
is what you're
though?
saying.
what?
Yeah, when
still
he was a Padawan, they were like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you're cute." No,
I'm just kind of done with this.
I'm
whole-
hoping so, Ray.
No.
Ray
Ray just has
and
normal
Kenobi.
parents. I'm fine
No,
with
but
that.
that ruins the narrative of Star Wars.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
Screw
Star Wars.
your narrative. It's not about the Skywalker.
I guess today
Shut
we're
up.
just talking Star Wars.
Yeah. So
Star Wars is about
the Skywalker.
the
family.
No, it's not.
the complexity of how one screwed up family line can
Affects the
control the
Kylo
galaxy.
Ren is still a part of that family line. Ray doesn't have to be a part of that.
Yes, but
Ray
he's
can be new.
but he's
That's fun.
but
Shut up.
okay, so in terms of the highest special troops is going to be so here's some gray ground. I would argue Republic Commandos are going to be the most because they're essentially special ops. Okay,
Wouldn't those be
But-
included with the Republic Army though? like as
The
a
Republic
whole.
Army still has the Jedi Knights, by the way. So
Yeah,
that's
if
the
you
thing,
get
I
rid of
wasn't sure.
Order 66,
That's what I think. I wasn't sure if we were going to include them. I think
we do.
Yeah,
I think
they're a part of it.
we don't. I think they're an external entity because they come in as commanders only.
They're
not
generals.
They were generals.
You know what I mean? That's the thing is they're not like basic troops. I'm talking like you sit down on
They
a
were
planet.
special.
We're not
aspects
just
of it.
looking at
No, no,
basic
no, no,
troops.
that's
We're
the
looking
thing.
at the entire army.
Yeah, no, but like the thing
Aren't
is,
we?
you blow up a Star Destroyer. You
Right.
blow up a Star Destroyer with a Jedi on it. It's still a dead Jedi. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm looking at like space battle wise, a single Jedi is not going to
No.
change everything.
Which is why it'd be okay if
That's
they're
why
technically a factor
I'm not-
because it's like
I'm
there's
not-
counters
no,
to it.
no. I'm not seeing it as like a total. Like, are we talking like, what would be considered a standard division of like these troops? So it'd be one Star Destroyer versus one Republic cruiser, or would it be entire army versus entire army?
I think it's the entire army versus entire army.
Yeah.
Like so
Okay.
you have to take everything in.
Otherwise, we're gonna be
Well,
here
'cause
for
that-
like 3 hours.
No, because no, that compounds a little bit because a lot of a lot of clone troopers died, so their total army is a lot larger than a lot of other total
Yeah.
armies, except for the droid army. You know
Which
what I
can
mean?
be mass produced.
But the droids suck. Like,
That's the
they're
thing.
not
Here's the
good.
thing. That's why I was looking at individual troops.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna say the Republic has the best individual troops. Second to the droids that are the General Grievous's bodyguards. They are a droid. They are in the army. They're not special. They're not
Wait,
they're
who's
specifically-
who's the best for the Republic then?
the
Jedi's?
no. The
Jedi's are
Commandos.
no match for
The-
droidicas.
no.
Come on, I've seen them.
the special ops unit, the commandos.
Commandos.
Yeah, and the thing is the
Or the ones with the chain guns. in
canonically,
the old Battlefront. Too.
Yeah.
canonically,
Those are the best.
the Empire doesn't really have special forces, except now it's in the video game they have special forces.
So that is canon.
yeah, okay, that is canon. So
Yeah.
here's the thing: I don't know jack about them, except for that the campaign sucks.
It does. It's sad.
Um,
They had an entire different developer do the campaign, and it was just so meh.
No.
was it mad because it was rushed, or was it mad because it was bad?
Don't.
Story wise, how did it stack up?
Story wise was boring. Characters boring.
Oh, so it was just bad.
Level,
Okay.
yeah.
It was
Level
just- it was
design
bad.
was like okay.
It was just bad. Okay,
was bad.
because here's the thing: you can be like, story-wise, that was great, but like, I'm gonna harp on something. People are gonna hate me. Halo 1, you backtrack the hell out of those maps.
Oh, absolutely. Because
Which-
it's an original Xbox game, which I'm okay with.
No. I'm just saying based on like story-wise, like story great,
Yeah.
level design good, but
It's
annoys
a pain in the
it
butt.
annoys me because you backtrack so much.
Oh yeah.
Originally, it's not bad, but on your like 6th playthrough, you're like, all right, we're gonna
Yeah.
walk through.
Yeah.
walk through
I'd
this
agree with
again.
that statement.
Um,
That's a hard game to replay. The campaign. I mean, unless you're going for like
replayed it
nostalgia
a
purposes.
lot.
I was gonna say, yeah, no, that's. I think that's probably our highest replayed co-op game, Jonathan.
I think I've replayed that more than Reach. Reach is
Campaign.
up there. Close.
Campaign.
Campaign.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did. Well, no, we only did 4 once. We did 4 in a night.
It's 4.
Halo
Halo
4.
4.
Four
yeah.
runners.
Oh yeah, no, 4, we did one night. That's not the most played. We played through.
Yeah.
We played
That's
through
why I was
Ha-
correcting
We
myself.
played through Halo.
Yeah,
1,
Halo
like,
1 we did. Well, we did
on-
single levels multiple times. I don't know that we ever went like.
We played through the entire thing, Jonathan.
Okay.
So I'm
It's
getting
giving me
I'm getting off track here.
Here's some
Very.
gum I'm supposed to give you guys.
Oh,
Apparently it
thanks,
tastes really
buddy.
bad.
Here, do you want to like
Oh,
rip it up
sorry.
and put it in my mouth?
Yeah, give half a piece to Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
Here you go, Jonathan. I
Thanks.
chewed it already.
Now you give him.
I'm
half
gonna
a
mama
piece.
bird it to you. All
Actually, I don't want this. It's gonna ruin the flavor.
right, cool.
No, I want to keep it
Oh well, all right.
for later.
That's gonna sound great on a microphone.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
hold
should
off
probably-
on mine for a little bit.
Okay, so back to the actual topic.
Yeah.
Entire army versus entire army. I think just purely because if we include the Empire, they have 2 Death Stars.
Not at any one time though.
But you
But
said
we
total.
said entire army.
Okay.
You
I
said
guess.
entire army.
Yeah.
That's why I was. They have 2 Death
First
Stars,
Order has
Two.
a Starkiller base.
And a Snokes.
but they need a sun. They have
Correct.
they have to have a fuel source to do
Correct.
something with it.
Whereas
So-
the Death Star just relies on kyber crystals.
Canonically now, which I think is kind of weird. Sure. Sure.
You're shooting a lightsaber at a planet, basically.
I don't think this
Wub wub.
I don't think this is canon anymore, but I saw a picture and essentially this is a pre-Republic, but what it was is it was a Jedi that had a gun that fired lightsabers, and by fired lightsabers I mean actually he loaded like entire hilts in and shot shot lightsabers.
That wasn't. That's not a well thought out design of a weapon in Star Wars. I feel like that was like, oh, Star Wars is a big thing. We got to come with all the cool stuff now. Let's have a Jedi shoot lightsabers type thing.
I mean, it's not a worst idea ever.
It's funny.
It's
Yeah.
funny. Anyway,
I do know
so,
that,
so
yeah.
I think if we line this up,
Let's
stop. First order takes out one of the Star Destroyers. The rebellion has the opportunity.
Let's go army at a time, not
Army
say
at a
like
time?
all
Let's
of them
analyze.
together.
Let's-
like,
That's what we said at the start. All of them together.
yeah, but then we
Yeah,
changed
all
our
of them
mind.
together. No, I said all of them together fighting each other, but let's go ahead and analyze each army first, because so far it's been like Republic Commandos, Republic Commandos, Republic Commandos,
That's
Death
just 'cause
Stars.
I'm talking.
This is how it went. Okay,
Seriously, start talking more.
let's
I'm
let's
interrupting
let's go
Jonathan
ahead and
constantly.
go to the rebellion. We'll just kind of do a quick analysis
No,
of what
let's
they've
go.
got. Let's look at
go
vehicles.
era by era.
Okay,
So the
starting-
CIS was the first.
Okay, so
Okay.
CIS
Of
They-
the
Republic.
They have what I think you could argue is definitely in the top 2 largest armies.
Oh yeah,
Well, yeah, because they're easy to make and
Yes.
yeah.
expendable too. Like
And
you
very
don't have to
dumb.
worry about that.
No, you know what I'm saying. I'm saying like in
but
terms.
like they're basically just throwing troops
I mean,
at like
in
Republic.
that's what I was about to say. I was about to say.
guns.
I was about to say in
Droids,
Russia's
that is.
defense. I was about to say that you got me first. No, seriously, I was about to say I was just trying to get through a burp first. No, in Russia's defense, in Russia's defense, like that works.
Yeah.
You know, like it's not the worst strategy ever. You know, humanitarian wise, it kind of is. But
If you're motivated by ethics at all, it is.
I mean, no,
But droids
no.
aren't live, so
Yeah.
we don't have to have that debate.
But
anyway.
Star Wars, like, but then is C-3PO life? Like,
Poe,
Okay.
Poe Dameron views droids as real human beings, but we're not getting
Yeah.
into that at all.
If we want to talk about,
It's just like what the heck?
if we want to talk about droids being things, there's a lot of canon stuff things about droids now, where they're
we're not going into it.
but on the basics, a battle droid is programmed to shoot you.
yeah.
I feel like
Done.
Despite
Largest
their
army-
programming, they tend to be pretty bad.
Largest army.
the regular ones.
Okay, largest army. Would you say goes to CIS, CSI, CS,
CIS.
CIS?
Because CSI is crime
CIS. Yeah,
investigation.
CIS. It's like
What did CIS stand for? Because
Ed?
was it Confederate something?
you play Battlefront 2 a lot.
I don't actually remember.
You are worthless.
I'm about to be worthless.
Okay,
gosh.
so CIS has the biggest army, probably.
I don't think.
4% normal.
Yeah.
Ed, what were you saying? You said I don't think what?
Well, I don't think that they'd be behind by a lot, because what they might have the biggest in terms of manpower, even though they're droids, but I feel like there's stuff like they might have more people, but infrastructure, that's not the right word, but like all the tanks and stuff that they're rolling out seem to be pretty equal with at least the clone army from
Oh,
what
yeah.
I was seeing.
No, I definitely think it's more of the fact that the brains aren't there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's
which
where
makes it difficult because I can say numbers wise. Can we say this confidently? I want to get this down now.
numbers wise, CIS. I definitely think because they're
Numbers-wise.
constantly mass producing and
The only other one that you could argue is the Empire because they went across an entire galaxy,
yeah.
so they could have a larger army. But that was never, quantified.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how.
I would say the Rebellion's probably the smallest.
Oh yeah.
I would say the Rebellion's
Well,
the smallest.
Resistance.
No, Resistance.
Resistance at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Resistance is like
Net.
real
We're
small
talking
now.
net.
Yeah.
We're
But,
talking
like,
net.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, net total. Then yeah, I'd agree with the Rebellion because it was
Rebellion
a very,
is at the bottom.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Which is
really
why
are.
they had to.
That's why they're called the Rebellion. Like, you call it
I
an
found out-
occupation otherwise.
Yeah.
Confederacy of Independent Systems.
Ah,
That's what CI stood for.
obviously.
And
Anyways.
honestly, like,
The banking clan. The Trade Federation.
We'll sign your treaty.
no, honestly,
Gosh, I
like,
forgot about that.
honestly, like,
first two
I
movies
really
were
don't
not
know the
good.
politics of it, but it sounds like they just don't want to pay taxes on their imports. Which honestly, like, it's
Yeah.
space, so like I kind of side with the CS a little bit. Like, it's
See, here's the thing.
Like, pay
that
taxes-
script is so bad. I'm surprised you understood that. It is so muddled. Like the politics, like the first movie is nothing but politics, and they're so
Yeah.
badly and
politics
poorly
in a Darth Maul
explained.
battle,
A
which is the best
blockade
part.
is strictly legal.
Honestly, that is the most
Amazing.
memorable music besides
Besides the main score,
besides
yeah.
the march.
Yeah.
And the Imperial March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard? I'm gonna get off track real quick.
That's okay.
Have you heard? Somebody took the Imperial March, brought
Put it up an octave. Vader's Redemption.
Vader's Redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not only up an octave; they also changed a lot about it
Like a
because
key.
they had to change a lot of details in there. But overall, it's this,
Or,
it's
yeah,
Oh, the
changed
notes.
from major to minor. Or, yeah. Whatnot.
yeah. Otherwise, it sounded like trash. But
Yeah.
you know, like, but
a
honestly,
bunch of notes.
no, honestly, if you
basically half of it.
honestly,
sounds
no,
the
no,
exact
no, no,
same.
It wasn't
no.
bad.
If you listen to it, I think that's a great song. Like I think even in terms of like canon songs,
Yeah.
I think it's up there.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Okay,
I just
I'm
wish
not,
an
I'm,
actual
talk-
orchestra
I'm talking
would've done
about
it.
Star Wars now.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about their troops. None of the new movies have memorable scores.
No, they really don't.
No.
And but that's on John Williams. He's just copying himself.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: he's also going with the direction of the
Right.
director.
I
He
do
can't-
agree with that.
He
Yeah.
can't. You can't be like, you can't go to someone and be like, all right, so you've done this big imperial march where all these troops are coming in. All right, so I want you to do this music. All right, here's what it is. I want it to harken back to that, but I want it to be
Yeah.
this big
That's now you're getting
first
into
order
Yeah.
Yeah.
march.
Now-
it's
now
like
you're
what
getting
can you
into
do with it except
straight-
recycle?
Now you're getting
Honestly-
into the debate that has actually been kind of going on because like there's a just kind of getting into like the movie industry a little bit. Avengers doesn't. I mean, other than the theme, and even then it's questionable. The Avengers don't really have. None of the Marvel movies have an iconic score that you can just
No.
like sing off the top of your head. If somebody says sing the
thing is,
Avengers theme song or
The
whatever.
thing is, the stories are good.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is the debate
I
right
mean, like,
now
they're not
is this
bad.
whole
They're
thing
not-
about
they're not all good, but they're all like,
They're there.
yeah, they're there. They're
The-
all there. They're not like
the whole debate right now is about this
whatever
thing called
episode
temp
8
music.
was that had dementia. Like,
where like the editors and directors will take music from other movies and then they'll put it in
Yeah.
the rough cut and then they'll give that to the composer and be
I
like
saw
copy
that
this a
video
little
diary
bit. Yeah.
or video
Now
essay,
and there's a debate on if that's a good thing or a bad thing for movies. Blah 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 blah. Everyone can have their own opinion. I have mine. We're gonna move on and talk more about Star Wars.
Okay, one final thing. The music for the trailer for episode 8 was better than anything in the movie.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
I'd
actually,
agree with
I
that.
actually like remember that. I can't
Yeah.
hum it, but I remember being like, wow, Last Jedi.
I'm excited.
Anyways, so CIS has the biggest army. I feel like
Most
the
firepower.
best trained would be the Republic,
Republic.
for
Okay,
sure.
Republic?
Yeah.
Because they
Yes.
were bred like
Yeah.
the droids were programmed to
Yeah.
kill. The clones were bred to kill. Like,
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and this is gonna get into Star Wars conspiracy real quick. Do you know there's 2 Star Wars: The Clone Wars
Yeah.
cartoons?
Yeah.
Have you heard
One's
this
called
theory?
Clone Wars and the other one's
Yes.
The Clone Wars, but
No,
either
no,
way.
no, no. One is called Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Oh yeah, that's
And
a canon one.
No.
It's not really.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure the new
Are you
one.
are you
like-
talking about
Is the new one Star Wars the-
movie?
I'll check Netflix.
The
There's-
movie?
It was turned into a movie.
Yeah, the one that Lucasfilms made and
The one that
released
has
as a movie.
interesting animation that I actually kind of like. It's kind of polynomial, like polygon, like not polynomial.
What? So
Looks
there's
like
there's
trying.
a
It's
there's
kinda-
a
yeah.
movie that came out before
So
the animated show.
Star Wars: The Clone Wars is the current.
Okay, yeah, that's the current.
that's
the
that's
current
Okay,
canon one.
So then just Clone Wars. Clone Wars. There's a current conspiracy theory online that is Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the one that paints the clones as human and gives them souls,
Right.
is Republic propaganda. And the original one is what actually happened, because if you look at the difference between the two, in one of them they have like souls and they care and they're like,
They have families.
yeah, you know what I mean, the brother kind of thing, you know. But in the original one, they kill everything that they're ordered to,
Yeah.
like women, children,
Oh,
things.
okay.
You know, they're just like,
So one.
like even each other. They're just like, kill that person. Okay, you know,
Yeah.
they're a step above droids in the fact that they can think on their feet in a more creative manner.
Yeah.
So there's Star Wars: Clone Wars, which is the 2003 TV series, which
That's
is
what I'm talking about.
that.
Star Wars Clone Wars.
And then the other one is Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Yes, that's my
Yeah,
detail.
gotcha.
That's my detail there.
Gotcha.
Ah.
Let's not get into this. Let's
Yeah.
stay on topic.
Okay, so I think the best train is
Let's stay
definitely
on
the
topic,
Republic.
says Grant.
Yeah.
What do you got? Which faction do you think has like the best vehicle, weaponry?
Okay, no, I'm gonna
armory,
stop. Okay, I'm gonna go
stuff?
with this because I want to talk about it. Firepower, Empire.
Firepower. Yeah.
I would
It's
say-
two Death Stars.
I would say
Ed, you look so confused. I've like looked over at you like at different times during this argument, and you just like blank straight. Like,
I got nothing. Like, who's the good guy in the battle? 'Cause
no.
they're gonna win.
It's
Unless
You've
you're
seen
1
all
out
the
of 8.
movies.
Unless you're 1 out of 8.
you like
2 out
Star
of
Wars
8.
just as much as we do.
If
so
not more.
I'm just
Okay.
I'm like, why are you so confused?
my.
I didn't read all the backstories and stuff.
we didn't either.
Great.
Who-
Okay, you definitely did.
Do you know what? I know you can name more Jedis on the council than I can.
Probably can't.
I don't believe that.
No. Who?
You are.
I know. I know.
Who's the
four.
one? Who's the one that mentions the Ewoks?
None of them.
You mean
Kyle-
Wookiees,
The
Kiadi
Wookiees.
Mundi.
Kiadi
Fine.
Mundi.
I don't want to high five for that. That's just your bad.
actually, the only reason I know that is because they mention it in the Battlefront 2 game mode. That's the one that's the most played.
And all the dumb photos of, but what about
That's what I
That's
brought
all
it
I
up.
see.
The meme.
The meme.
No. Okay. So, I wanna base this real quick. Firepower. I think the Empire has more firepower than the First Order, purely because 2 Death Stars I think trumps 1 Star Killer base, which has circumstantial ammo.
Right.
Mhm.
They have to.
If they
literally-
could fire at will, then Star Killer Base would take it easily. But
Yes.
it can't
And the Death Stars can fire not like.
instantly.
They have to
Instantly.
recharge a couple minutes.
but
But they
it's
can
not-
fire
it's-
at will, Commander.
and they have to
it's-
move into position. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not literally drain the freaking sun.
yeah.
By sun I mean star. You know, the
Yeah.
local star.
Yep.
And it's just different. You know what I mean? Like so I feel like a Death Star, 2 Death Stars are going to destroy Star Killer Base with at least 1 Death Star casualty at the maximum. You know what I mean? Like it's fully operational.
Can Star Killer Base move like the Death
I mean,
Stars?
yes.
No.
Yeah, because it has to
It's
move
a
to a new
planet.
sun.
It can rotate just the same. It can aim.
Because it has to.
Same.
Because it had to suck up a new planet to.
But it is
It
a
had-
or
planet.
it's a star.
They had to
it
move
sucked
it.
up a star
They-
to kill the Republic
Right.
or whatever.
They had to move it at some point.
Because then they suck up another star to try and destroy the.
I assume
Resistance base.
Here's the thing. I think someone needs to search this, but I get the feeling that the Death Star could jump to pseudo light
Light
speed.
speed, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it would definitely be like slow light speed. Yeah. If you get what I mean, like there's no
it wouldn't
slow.
be ludicrous speed.
Barely. Yeah.
Hey,
that
good
reference.
reference.
Bad.
Let me crack my can of air.
Wait, can we decide on who would be the worst?
The worst.
Would it be the Rebels?
Yes.
Technically, they should have lost. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
The Force
several
was with them. That's the
times.
only.
Yeah.
I mean,
honestly,
I think you
honestly,
can make
Darth Vader overthrowing the Emperor is the only reason they didn't.
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
here's the thing. We're
The
talking
Skywalker is the only reason that the rebellion didn't lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're talking total troops. So yes, they're on the lowest end.
Yeah.
They really are. I think we're gonna put them on the lowest end for everything no matter what.
Yeah.
Okay.
They really are the
So
only.
just general all around vehicles,
on-
firepower,
no.
organization.
The only thing that they have an up on is that they're using X-wings that can jump to light speed.
Yeah.
They can jump.
Single ship that can
Can
jump.
the
Yes.
whatever new resistance,
X-
can they not do it?
The ties can't. No.
Ties.
Oh, the new.
You mean the
the
new
news
X-Wings?
ones?
Yeah, they still can.
The new ones can, but I think at the same time,
Because I would rank them just above the rebels. I don't know.
The resistance.
Because
Yeah, the
they're
resistance.
upgraded a little bit.
Just
yeah.
because such a small army, they still have
because
barely no one.
Well, they're more of like an operation, really. If you think
no,
about it.
the rebels are definitely at the bottom. Not the rebellion.
Resistance.
The resistance definitely had a big following. If we can, we're
And
gonna
then
leave.
they
eight-
got rid of the systems.
we're gonna kind of leave 8 out of it, and you know, just kind of
Yeah.
focus on
Pre-episode
7. They
8, all the
They had a big faction. They
Yeah.
really did.
Yeah.
It was definitely smaller than the Republic, than the Empire, than probably close to nominal to the First Order. You know,
Yeah.
kind of like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I just gotta point out, I like how it's kind of interesting how like all the other Star Wars movies, it's like there's a big bad guy, and then there's like the uprising force. I guess not really a bad guy. Like there's the established.
You know what I'm hearing?
And then there's the uprising, and then now with the new trilogy, it's like the superpowers colliding. Like it's not
You know what I'm hearing?
one uprising over
What?
the other.
I'm hearing Episode 8 is bad.
With the prequels?
The prequel.
Well, the
yeah.
prequels-
The prequel.
The prequels,
yeah,
no,
what
you
saying, I
had
was
you
like,
had an
what?
establishment, and then you had the uprising that is the CIS, and then you have the Republic. They formed an army, and then they kind of like tried to shut it down.
But it's
then you
still
had the
the
Empire, which is
superpowers.
the establishment, and then you had the rebels uprise, and then the Resistance is technically the New Republic or whatever, but it's like superpowers versus
No,
each
New
other. It's
Republic
like-
is like ancient.
True.
yeah.
But we're not
I don't
getting
know.
into that because that's
Anyways.
no longer canon.
Screw you.
This is a hard one to stay on topic on because anyway. So
Yeah.
organization, which one do you guys think takes the cake?
Has
on
the
that
best organization?
one?
So you're talking like who
Oh,
has
like
the
leadership
Are you
and
talking like
stuff?
who has the best like
Leadership.
planner?
Oh, the Republic.
Who has the best planner?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Republic.
the Republic.
Okay.
I don't think. I think.
What?
I feel like you could throw in the smaller guys there because they're just, by the fact that they're smaller, they're
Okay.
easier to
Okay.
say where everyone's going unless you're Poe and
I'm
you're
gonna make
retarded.
no. That's what I'm gonna make arguments.
But
for.
like the rebels,
rebels, because they are small enough, they're able to self-manage very well.
Yeah.
Poe. Poe, I think, is a better character than a lot of characters.
He's
I
really
think
good.
the pink-haired admiral, purple
Yeah.
color
Is
spectrum.
that Holden or Holden?
Holdo.
Holdo? Okay.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just voice this real quick. Leader of communication. Seriously, pull the kid aside and say, "I have this plan." She's not
Yeah.
pulling aside some random engineer that could be a spy. She's pulling aside literally the best pilot that
Yeah,
has put his
in
life
the
on the line
Resistance.
so many times.
Yeah.
To just say, "Okay, here's the plan."
Yeah.
Chill.
You know what I mean? Like
You
seriously,
could have avoided
Yeah,
the
oh, yeah.
casino
seriously,
scene
she's not-
altogether.
No. That dumb line of she was like, she wasn't looking to be a hero. Like, what the heck? No, like seriously, leadership should communicate what they're doing to the people that matter and the people that are gonna do something stupid otherwise.
Yeah.
Like that is just a basic thing of leadership. Of like, I keep.
Yeah.
You know, if things are critical, you know, mission critical, you keep that close to your chest and you keep that to people that could screw it up. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Poe is one.
Yeah, no, I mean seriously, like seriously, it's just
And you still have like
it's
the
just
majority
so
of the
crappy
resistance.
it's just so crappy leadership that I think the resistance falls below.
the rebels.
The
and
rebels.
organization.
I don't think the rebels are all that good. Like, yeah, they're smaller and they're easy, but like that's macro level or micro.
No,
level.
that's
like,
the thing.
Macro level, like
But the-
before episode like 5. Like
No, but
they
my
were,
argument
like, all,
argument
like,
is
factions of
my
rebels
argument
just
is
doing
is
their own
like
thing.
no, no, the thing is that like but there's still like, you know, they still didn't get every, you know, but he almost killed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that I think that just I don't want to pin it on one person, but I think one person's galactic failure to say here's what's up
Yeah.
Yeah.
puts them below on my list.
Yeah. I would agree with that statement. I was actually thinking that same thing too.
Like seriously, send
Yeah.
a freaking email out.
It's like
CIS has probably the worst leadership, I think, because they're all
worst
just, like-
leadership, but like yeah.
I
No,
I think
yeah.
that they are the worst leadership because they're all just like guys from like
that are power hungry.
factions in the Republic, that just want to do their own thing, and they're not really.
They're not united in a goal.
No, like they just want to separate from the Republic. I don't understand why the Republic was so pissy about it that they had to go to a civil war.
Because
but-
it's because it had to do with. Okay, so this is getting into books that aren't
Oh, it
canon
was like
anymore.
trade routes and
Yeah.
nonsense and all that.
Yeah,
and,
no.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Causing-
all that
yeah.
nonsense, like things
Yeah.
that kids don't care about.
Politics. Why
know-
is it in this movie?
It's
Yeah.
seriously trade routes. That's why the Republic was like, you're gonna cripple our trade routes between this and the outer planets because they need it's like spice or whatever. It's literally a drug in the Star Wars universe.
Well, that's
It
kind
is.
of that's what kickstarts everything. Is they're already blocking off a trade route through Naboo,
That's true.
and so that's
And they
kind of how
kind of took over Naboo illegally,
yeah.
even though they said it was legal.
Yeah. A blockade is perfectly legal.
No, I mean,
I don't know why that line is just like this.
perfectly legal.
I mean, like, I mean, if it is, it might be perfectly legal. You know what I mean? Like, parking your ships out front and saying like you can't get in. If you're outside of Naboo's controlled space and you have enough people to say you can't get in, it's
Also, have you seen Naboo? That is a lush place. Why do they need literally anything from another system? Like, why did they get
no.
I think it's the fact that
it's-
other systems needed stuff from Naboo.
No, not even that. It's Naboo is like a neutral like fuel up place. Like they're the gas station. Of the universe.
they're like everybody's hot vacation spot. Like
Not
they go there to
exactly even that,
party.
but
Well,
like
it
it
was
was
shot
It's
in
like
Venice,
spring
so-
break. Like, hey, let's go to Naboo for spring break.
yeah,
Get
pretty much.
wasted.
Anyway,
Coruscant guys.
so firepower,
Firepower,
Emperor,
Yeah,
First
Empire.
Order,
Republic.
Republic,
Mhm.
CIS,
Resistance. Rebels.
Resistance. Yes.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. If we're gonna get real technical, the CIS did have a Death Star plan, but it was never in their arsenal.
That's true.
True.
They 100% did. Episode 2.
Thanks, guys.
Gave it to Dooku.
Thanks, guys. Which, like, okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Organization. How are we gonna rank that?
I'd say
okay.
Republic.
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 I think Empire's still pretty good.
Empire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just put the
CIS.
rebels.
Rebels as third.
CIS. Resistance.
Resistance.
Because they just
Okay, well, where's the
Order's
first
not-
order go?
First
Oh.
Order's not that great.
no.
honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
first order comes in second to last. I really don't like
First
the-
order resistance.
Resistance. I kind of pooped on people's dreams.
Okay. Size. CIS. Republic.
Yeah, well, I think we already kind of talked about
Empire.
that.
Let's
I
just-
know,
let's just cover it.
I'm just
Alright,
I'm just
so-
recapping.
Reiterating. CIS.
Empire.
Republic.
Do you say Empire though?
I
'Cause
think
it was-
you could
it was
argue
Black
Empire.
Sawyer.
I think you could argue Empire.
But it's not really that established.
Republic or
It's not-
Empire,
it's not-
either way
yeah.
for second
Yeah.
or third. It's
One of those
interchangeable.
right there. First Order. Resistance.
Resistance, Rebels.
Then Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
What about then we talked Arsenal, so that would be
There's
including
6 of 'em, right?
firepower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking.
Yep.
I just need to make sure.
2 per trilogy, so
Okay.
What?
third trilogy.
Like a
There's
good
2
guy
armies.
and a bad
There's a good guy
guy.
and a bad guy per trilogy. There's 3 trilogies, so there's 6
Yeah,
factions.
He's not wrong.
Anyways,
That is weird.
so then
Math is hard.
okay, so big massive battle erupts. They're all going at it. Who do you think comes out
all
on
of them
top?
at the same time. Okay, so
Probably the Empire's going to win.
here's what happens. Here's what happens. All of the not Republic. All of the rebellion. They are gondo really
Instantly?
fast.
Yeah, if it's an all-out, yeah.
Yeah, because like they're just gone. Everybody's fighting everybody.
Are we
Okay.
taking out the Skywalker factor?
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Okay.
even then. Here's my argument here. Even then, Skywalker takes out 1 Death Star.
True.
I think you could argue Lando, but like
The only reason Lando did it is because Han took out the shield.
yeah. I mean,
Yep.
like
That is true.
okay, we should kind of argue
The
Death
heroes
Star
that
and a
are
half.
kind of like
Yeah.
So I'm gonna argue.
heroes are big factors.
I'm gonna argue. 1 Death Star is definitely down. 2 Death Stars takes out Star Killer base. Okay.
Are heroes a factor in this? Because heroes only happen because it was one-on-one, not all-out war.
Yeah.
Well, because I was
That's-
eventually going to get to this question. I know that they're the same person, but I'm like, you have Anakin in his prime versus Darth Vader in his prime. Who do you think wins? I was going to ask that question. But...
Darth Vader, because Darth Vader at his prime can like I'm honestly like he's gonna instantly corrupt Anakin and be like
join me. And together
Yeah.
we can rule the
Exactly.
galaxy as me and me.
exactly no that's
And Anakin's like, that's a good idea. I like those odds.
that's canon. Join this me and me. Only I can save my wife.
What?
What? Only
little short Anakin. What?
and pod racing.
Yes.
No, it's pod racing. Okay, no,
It's
Rebellion. First one's out.
Yeah.
I'd agree.
Biggest impact, 1 Death Star down. Okay?
Yep.
All right, so moving up in my list. Next one, Resistance. I think
I feel like the Resistance lasts a little bit longer because they've.
I think they're definitely out of it just as fast, but like
I don't think so, because the
feel
only
like-
reason the Resistance don't have as much in Episode 8 is because they lost all of their backing.
yeah, and they
Because
kind
of
of
the
scattered
first order.
after.
Yeah.
Okay, so at
So-
their height, I would say they hold their own until the remaining Death Star
Which
pretty
I
much
think ultimately takes them out.
decimates most of everybody's fleet. I think the remaining Death Star is the one that Luke would have blown up, not the half-built one.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
prototype essentially
The
is what
one
it is.
that had
The first one?
the exhaust vent that was just like,
Yeah, because
The
like
one that Jyn Erso
here's-
built into it.
here's
they
my
still
argument.
would have known that existed.
Yeah.
Here's my argument to that is if the entire Empire's Air Force
Starfleet.
Starfleet
There you
Well,
go.
that's Star Trek. Never mind. I don't know.
if their entire fleet
Their entire fleet.
their entire fleet of close quarters air, like the TIE fighters,
Yeah.
they're gonna be able to cover this stupid trench.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no way they're gonna be able to cover it. There's not gonna be any question that somebody's gonna be able to take it out. It's gonna be a 1 in 1 million. You know what I mean? Like
Because
more
it's their
so.
entire TIE fleet, not just the fleet at the Death Star.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah.
Like most of the time, like not statistically, I was about to say, statistically, but most of the time, the idea of TIE fighters is support. They're supporting the Star Destroyer. The Star Destroyer is meant for fear. It's meant to be big, and it's meant to say, I can blow
Intimidation
up.
factor.
I can blow up your city
Quick
from
question.
orbit.
Yeah.
But the thing is they what's the quick question?
Is this a space battle? Or are we doing like a space
I'm
land
assuming
battle hybrid? Or are we kind of, or are we going to do two different things? Where like
I'm
in
assuming
in a
this.
space battle, this is how it'd go down, and then
I'm
in a
assuming
ground
this.
battle, this is how it goes
I'm
down.
assuming this. There's a space battle going on that has to do with all of the Navy. There's a
I'm
ground.
assuming Galactic Conquest, and they're all just
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
there's-
okay. I like that idea
That's
too.
kinda what I
better,
was-
where it's
that's
like you have
where I
all
was
6
going.
factions engaged
Yeah.
in that galactic.
That's what I was
conquest.
going with.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Okay,
I think Empire's gonna win.
I think
honestly.
I think Empire is going to take out everything. That's going to be a swarm of TIE fighters around a Death Star, and that Death Star's going to just jump from planet to planet, destroying everything and everything. Because this is not Galactic Conquest. This is a barroom brawl. It's the last one up. It's the everything else is dead kind of situation. They're going to destroy everything in their path. They're not looking to we need to peace and
I
prosperity
think
to the galaxy.
planetary wise, like if this was all just land battle, I think Republic wins. But
I'd agree with that.
Oh yeah, no, that's the thing. I think Republic wins every land battle,
Why so with the
but once they're in the air,
Oh,
Why?
Republic.
Yeah.
I was thinking Rebellion.
I think once they're in space,
Yeah, once they're in space, I think the Empire kind of
I think
takes it.
the Death Star just tips in too far of a favor. And if we're saying total, there's 2 Death Stars and 1 Luke.
Luke's dead before he gets to a Death Star, I think. And yeah, there's a Starkiller base to worry about.
There's a Darth Vader that is actually, that's not going to be like,
He's not gonna.
oh,
whip
this
out and
one's
be like-
special.
yeah. maybe I shouldn't kill my son.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I have a quick question. Is Luke in episode 8 considered part of the Resistance?
Yeah, because we're considering all of it together. Why?
I think canonically he is the most powerful Jedi ever.
Yeah.
So
You're not wrong. You're
so
not.
I think Yoda's still more powerful.
yeah. Here's the thing.
He's really powerful.
Yes, no, he
for
is.
sure.
But he didn't
Definitely.
do the whole force projection thing. Spoiler alert.
Yoda technically does it all the time because he's dead.
No, yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. But the
Force
thing is,
ghost.
the
Yeah.
thing
I
is,
feel like
the thing
it's
is,
different than
if
projecting
we're gonna
across a galaxy.
if we're gonna talk about spooky force projection needing tons of focus and power, Obi-Wan does that. He was considered kind of like he was
he was under Yoda.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was still a master, but he
wasn't grandmaster.
He was a master in terms his terms why he was given the rank of master is because he was the best at defense. He really was. Like that's why he went against Grievous, canonically, at least in my mind.
Who has the high? I mean, who has the highest body count? As far as
I'm gonna go with
main characters
Anakin?
that you kill. No, main characters.
Master Anakin, what are we going to do?
No, okay, no. I'm talking like main character type things.
First Order. They
No,
killed...
I'm talking hero.
Oh.
Like hero character who
killed
has
the
the
most?
top body count as far as like major characters go.
Anakin.
Yeah, no.
Honestly,
I mean,
like,
are we counting droids? Because
No,
Anakin.
I'm saying main characters. Like
Who
What
killed
does
the
that
most
mean?
main characters?
Who killed
Yeah.
the most main characters?
Like,
But what
as
do you
far as, like,
consider a main character?
the main players.
Not
and
a lot of the
factors in
main characters
movies.
died.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking who has the top body count. of all that.
Anakin.
Name a main character.
I'm not
that
disagreeing
died
with you. I'm just trying
besides Qui-Gon Jinn,
Obi-Wan,
no,
Yoda.
yeah, you know what I mean, like-
the Emperor. Yeah.
but like,
But like, okay,
I'd say it's
Luke.
Anakin, Obi-Wan, then
Luke.
Luke.
He technically killed his father, and he pissed off his father enough to kill the Emperor. Luke. No, it's
Sorry.
it's
I
Darth
wasn't
Vader.
disagreeing with you. I
It's
was
Darth
just like,
Vader.
Have you
He killed the
like-
Emperor.
he killed the. Okay, so
He killed the Emperor. He killed literally all the Jedi.
quote unquote main characters aside, Anakin kills a lot of freaking people.
Yeah.
Like in the comics, he kills a lot of people. That's technically canon. So
In
we
the
count
cartoon.
I
that.
think we should kind of by asterisk by here, like
also Anakin
Anakin-
killed Dooku.
Anakin slash
Yeah.
kind of Vader, not like full Vader, but like
Yeah.
before slash and
Yeah.
hash and slash hack and slash.
Yeah.
You know.
Also, like Vader Rogue One scene.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of want a movie with just Darth Vader hunting Jedi now. Like,
There's
I don't
an
know.
awesome comic that is actually canon, and what it is Darth Vader is in the middle of this pit, kind of like a crater thing, and like there's a whole bunch of rebels that surround him.
Yeah.
And they're like, they're like, give up, you're surrounded, and he goes. He's like, what's like, no, like, and he's like, I'm surrounded by fear and dead man.
Yeah.
And like ignites his lightsaber.
I think
it's
I've
just
read
like-
that comic. It's
Yeah.
actually it's intimidating. It's crazy.
Okay, so you know the librarian from episode 2?
yeah, she's technically a Jedi, right?
Yes, she's a Deadite. So you know how she's
just
like
a second, stop talking. She's the
Gosh.
bleep.
Yep.
She's like, if it's not in our records, it simply does not exist.
Yeah.
She survives Order 66. There's a comic where Vader literally hunts her down and kills her. I'm not kidding. What?
This is for Obi-Wan.
Gosh.
But is
Alright.
it canon?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's
All right. Overall ranking.
Dumb.
We've got Empire at the top, right?
Yeah.
Just overall ranking.
here's the thing.
Who's second?
What's the ranking based off of? The All Out War?
Yeah.
All Out War in terms of I'm gonna go through Destroyed first, okay? Rebellion,
Okay, so they're 6,
Resistance
7,
slash
or 5.
CIS. They're just gonna be outclassed,
Yeah.
okay? The one that has Kylo Ren in it.
First Order.
First Order. Republic.
Yep.
Empire.
Yep.
Empire, I think, just outlasts. I don't think they're better trained. I don't think they have better equipment.
They just have more
Yes, they have
at their
more.
disposal. You know?
You're
Plus the whole like
if we're starting
Vader
if,
aspect and
if
Death
we're
Star.
starting Galactic Conquest.
Plus, they can pay off bounty hunters to do their dirty work for them.
Yeah.
If we're starting Galactic Conquest, the
What a
Empire has like the entire like left side of the screen.
Yeah.
Everybody
else gets like split off.
I was gonna say like the CIS has like the bottom half of the right. The Republic.
Not even that.
The Republic.
They have like 3 planets.
Okay, here's the thing. I was giving in terms of like troops and stuff. I'm saying like
Yeah.
the Republic
okay.
has like the rest of that,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like the Outer Rim, which isn't even in the map, which isn't, you know what I mean? Like, and that's
Unknown regions.
yeah, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like they're
Where Snoke apparently comes from.
True. We don't know, but
Conspiracy theories. That's probably my favorite.
does it
right
say
now.
that he comes from the unknown region?
I think
that's
in
a
a book or something.
Yeah.
Book that's actually
Yeah,
canon or book
my
that's
my
kinda
favorite
canon?
my favorite Snoke theory that I've heard so far, which I guess now doesn't even really matter, but they're like in the comics or something like that. The Emperor feels a super strong calling to the dark side that he's never felt before from those unexplored regions of space, and so he sends the Empire he commissions people basically for the Empire to go explore this to try and find what this is, and then. The theory is that Snoke is that dark presence that was calling out to
And the First Order is built
basically
on the contingency plan that the Emperor had.
basically
in
like that's my favorite Snoke theory right now, but
I think it's less of a theory and like this is basically
the
way
legend
that it went.
of Snoke.
You know what I
yeah.
want to happen?
Uh.
Them to say that in a freaking movie, so it's not just like dumb.
Seriously, they need to stop like putting so much detail in comics and books and like.
It
video
makes
games
the movies bad.
Yeah, no, but it really does. Like, just include stuff in the movie.
Yeah,
Seriously, one off
Now,
of like
I would be
Snoke
okay-
about some random crap.
Like, you can say one line.
Yeah.
And that can be enough.
do you think we're gonna get an answer in Snoke in episode 9?
No, and I don't think we need to.
unless
I
Snoke,
don't care.
unless Snoke comes back to life, which I think would be utter BS.
I really hope that he doesn't.
Anyways,
Yeah.
That's the only way we get more information. He's
Ed?
literally off the board.
Opinion?
Yeah, has Ed talked in the last 20
I would be
minutes?
upset
No.
if he came back to life, but I would like foreclosure on it.
Opinion about the podcast?
About the podcast.
How?
the ranking.
On the ranking, I would agree with Grant's order, except I'd flip Republic and First Order. I just feel like you can.
I think the First Order is better than the Republic.
Starkiller base, it can shoot multiple shots with its big gun.
It's kind
That
of a
thing.
shotgun effect,
So-
though. I imagine that
Shotgun Darth Star.
if you're the
That happens
if
to
you're
hit
the-
all the planets that it
No.
aimed at.
no,
That did its job.
no, but like, you're gonna hit anything in the 15 degrees out here. I imagine if you're the Empire, you're not gonna be like, let's drop both our Death Stars in right next to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna kind of do some like actual strategery and like pincer.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree with you because, like, I agree with you, Ed, because the Republic, what it really does have going for it is its ground forces. We've already established their cruisers, their big ships aren't big. They don't have a great, like, fighting
They're even
fleet.
Yeah.
smaller
Space.
than the ship that you see in Episode 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like seriously, I think they hold like 13 arc
Yeah.
Yeah,
ships.
the
You know
little
what I mean?
tanks.
Yeah, they're
No.
yeah.
The
Oh, right, yeah.
I think they
Arc
hold like,
170s.
I think they hold
They're
like
Arc 170s.
I think they hold like 12 of those and one Jedi.
AAT.
No, one
or
Jedi.
the-
One Jedi thing.
One Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
One's
No,
Jedi
I'm pretty sure
Starfighter.
they hold
A-Wing.
one
Oh.
Jedi, one bomber, one Arc 170, and then one troop support flyer thing. Yeah.
Battlefront 2.
I played the game multiple times. I know.
Nice.
But then by that measurement, the Star Destroyers only carried one TIE fighter, one bomber, one Jedi,
True.
one
Like
Vader
that.
Good point, good
fighter.
point.
Like,
But after a few seconds,
They
then
respawn.
another one.
Yeah.
will-
Yeah.
Magically appear. It's like, what?
That is
Where
the
did
canon.
Republic
Eyeball
also
is.
held
Yeah.
the Republic also held the drop ship, which that was pretty useful.
True.
Grant's like rolling his eyes.
That's what I
over
can
there.
think
It's
of.
like, gosh,
I
dang it.
mean, if we're gonna go by video games, so did the Empire. They had the drop ship as well.
But their
like-
drop ship sucked.
It's the exact same.
It was the exact same.
Oh, the Empire. Sorry, I was thinking CIS.
yeah, I couldn't even
The
think about
CIS
this.
had a
The
drop
CIS
ship.
drop
There's-
ship is
But it
better.
was-
No, it's not.
No,
it doesn't
it
hold
got-
anything.
It got destroyed.
No, you
immediately.
you go out, you pick up that thing, and then you just do bombing runs of your own. You just turn around.
But as a drop ship, it sucked.
Oh no,
because
you're
it
not
got
taking anybody with you.
destroyed.
That's what I'm saying.
You're not taking anybody with you.
You have maybe one rear gunner, and that is it.
Yeah, no, it's not a drop ship. It's a tank that flies.
You know what was really fun in that game was going out by yourself, not taking anyone with you, and then like swapping seats like mid-flight, so
Yeah.
you could like.
Yes.
I don't know. I had a lot of fun like wrecking Jeremiah
great
with the
game.
drop ship, just dropping it in his thing and then destroying it from the
Hey,
inside.
man,
Oh, you know what you should do?
blow up the engines.
No, what you should have done.
Destroyed our life support.
Oh, that's an interesting question. We'll go there. I'll ask that question after Grant finishes his thought.
There's a thought.
Well, you were saying something.
Can anybody give me
Well, we'll be done
any
here soon.
info real quick on what I was saying?
No,
You were gonna say. Anyway, so when you guys did a space battle,
game.
Oh, that means nothing to me.
okay,
I don't know.
when you guys did a space battle in Battlefront 2, the original one, what was your like order of what you took out?
Clones drop ship, drop their shields with that because you can, and then you land, and then you take out their engines, and then you go for their life support, which doesn't mean anything for droids.
Yeah.
It's just points on the board. And then after that, you go to everything else, and you just stand somewhere and shoot droids as they spawn.
I would usually get a super fast ship, fly over there as fast as I could, destroy their shields from the inside, because you could do that quicker than bombing runs.
You can, but
I'd definitely bring it down on the way there.
in my defense, you can do it in 2 passes in that ship with the missiles. You can
Right.
do it in 2 passes in that ship, which inherently is less dangerous than landing in there and losing a few tickets.
Yeah, it's less dangerous technically, but if you know what you're doing, you go inside, you shoot their auto turrets, you shoot the people that are in there. You're
I
fine.
played a lot of my cousin's PSP, the small
Yeah.
thing,
Oh, yeah.
on the hardest difficulty, and those droids would spawn in and they'd just be like,
Headshot.
Dead.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
you had to drop the shield.
I wouldn't
I
even
was-
bother with the life support, honestly, when I got into their
Oh, I
ships.
did.
I'd fly
It's
back
enough.
out and take
I-
out their sensor array. And
It doesn't
Yeah,
do anything though.
I'd pick up the
4 points.
yeah. I'd take the drop
It's
ship
easier
in
to
because then
take
I
out.
could spawn in if I happen to get
It's
killed.
true, unless they
Drop-
blew it up. Which
Yeah.
was
on the
bogus.
hardest
Which
difficulty, they
barely
did
ever
so
happened for me with any Republic dropship. It only happened when Grant was like, you know what? I'm gonna blow up his dropship.
Oh yeah,
That's the only time that
on top
happened.
You're on the
No,
same
no,
team,
I'm-
probably.
were we?
No,
Probably.
because we did a conquest
Oh, yeah,
versus each other. And
Yes.
that
Oh,
was-
that's hot.
yeah. We
I-
were up for like 7 hours playing that game. It
Golly.
was so
Who
much
won?
Dude,
I
that
don't
is the
remember.
best
I don't
game
remember.
of that game is better than Risk. It's better at being Risk than
Than
Risk
Risk,
itself. Galactic Conquest is.
It is the only game mode in any. We're really off task. It is the
I don't
only.
care.
We've already gotten to the goal of the conversation. Now
It
we're just
is-
going on a
Empire
tangent.
wins.
The only video game is the only game mode out of any video game that I would buy standalone remastered for full price.
Firefight, for me.
Firefight.
For Halo Reach. Yeah.
Second
Love
one
that.
is gun game for Black Ops.
Yes.
We need to play that again.
Yeah.
That's the second one. I don't think I could play gun game continuously, so I'm gonna say the gambling section of so like all 4 of those.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like,
Yeah.
I think that-
Sticks and Stones, One in the Chamber, Gun Game, and was there a 4th one or was it only just 3?
there's 4 of them.
Yeah, there's
There's a
one that we
4th one.
never played. I'm trying to remember.
Sticks and Stones.
Yep.
Gun game.
One in the
One
chamber.
in the chamber.
Ed, you should know.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I don't know it, but
What happens in it?
Black
I
Ops.
literally don't know.
Call of Duty Black Ops wager matches.
Yeah.
You guys can keep talking.
No, I don't have
Also,
anything
just to
else
throw
say.
another wrench in this, when you originally brought it up, I thought it would be like old school Battlefront style, so everyone has the same number of troops and the same number of vehicles.
Oh, in
I
that
feel
case,
like that would make.
Republic.
yeah, Republic.
Yeah.
In that case, Republic. Who are you gonna argue?
Actually, I don't know.
I would
wanted
say
to-
Republic just basically because like they were the beginning of what would eventually become
Sticks
the
and Stones?
Empire.
We already
We
said
already
that.
named that.
Gun game.
Yep. One in the chamber.
One in the chamber.
I feel like if the droid stinking hailfire thing wasn't off over here and
Sharpshooter.
Geonosis shooting nothing,
Sharpshooter.
it would actually.
Is that headshots only? I can't
Yeah,
even
every
think
player
of-
will receive the same random weapon. After 45 seconds, the current weapon will be cycled out into a new one. Every kill will earn the player a perk. Sleight of hand pro for the first kill,
And then when
lightweight
you
pro for the
die,
second, and steady aim
perks
for the
go
third.
away. I forgot about
And eventually
that one.
scoring multiplier.
I don't remember ever playing that one.
Yeah.
Ever.
I've played it maybe one time the entire time we were playing Black Ops.
So I'll
which
buy
was
I'll
for
buy a
long
game that
time.
has the first 3 that I remember.
Yeah.
for
Anyways,
Yeah.
you were talking about Geonosis a second
The
ago.
Hellfire, like
Yeah,
those,
the
like,
Hailfire thing?
Yeah.
Okay, in the movie at least, it shoots like 2 rockets and takes down the ATTE.
Mm-hmm.
That thing is fast, and like in the video game, it did nothing.
Yeah. Oh, it
It
sucked.
did
in the
nothing
Game.
over there.
It sucked.
But I was just like,
spider droids.
He
dude.
waved
you
his
li-
finger.
I would put all my eggs in the Hailfire basket and and Droidicus, because Jedi are no match for Droidicus. And so then I
They
feel
had
like
the
no
force
one would
sprint
be able to
the
wipe
crap
me
out of it.
unless you had air superiority, which the Republic always had air superiority in the
On
ground
the
battles that I
CIS,
can
yeah.
think of.
Yeah.
So that's also
Yeah.
a reason why I feel like they tended to trash the
I feel like the
CIS.
CIS in terms of canon that I know, seems like the CIS
Yeah. Yeah.
CIS.
always played a real defensive game. They always had a planet that had low defenses that they took, and they're like, "This is mine now."
And then they were just like, what do we do if somebody comes here and tries to fight us?
We leave
Oh.
we leave minimal
that.
troops and we go on to the next place. That's what we do.
All right. I think.
Yeah.
we're
All right.
good.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Chocolate Dollar Show.
Beer.
Tune in next time. Chocolate Dollar signing off.
Reinhardt quote.
Chocolate Dog, be sure to follow us on Facebook
Twitter.
and my
MySpace.
MySpace.
LinkedIn.
Follow me on my Tumblr.
Follow the Pinterest board. you know.
Handle, that's the word I can think of.
All right.
Handle.
All right.
Bye, Mom.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Chocolate Dollar Podcast. Check in next time.